Hey guys, welcome back. So welcome to Whitney Houston week. This week I am reacting to nothing but Whitney Houston related performances. As a huge Whitney Houston fan, it's really hard for me to find performances that I have not seen before. This one is one of those few performances that I've never seen. I see that a lot of people react to this performance, and I don't know how I've never seen it before because it's one of my favorite songs by her. It's my favorite song off the Bodyguard soundtrack. I don't know how I have not seen this live performance. But it's her singing I Have Nothing at the 1993 Billboard Awards. And I'm just really excited because I've never seen this before. And this is the first time Whitney Houston has ever graced the presence of my channel. So I may have more performances of her coming up this week, but otherwise it's just they're going to be cover songs. Like they're just going to be other artists singing Whitney Houston songs, unless I can find other videos of her that I have never seen. But there might be a couple more of Whitney Houston performances on here. It's just going to be a little hard for me to find one that I haven't seen before. But this is one of those rare ones that somehow slipped through the cracks whenever I would go on my Whitney Houston binges and watch all of her stuff. So let's just jump into this reaction and see what the diva does.
Take me for what I am, 'cause I'll never change all my colors for you. As it take my love, I'll never ask for too much, just all that you are and everything that you do. I don't really need to look very much further. I don't wanna have to go where you don't follow. I won't hold it back again. This passion inside, I can't run from myself. There's nowhere to hide. Don't make me close one of my doors. I don't wanna hurt anymore. Stay in my arms if you dare. Must I imagine you there? Don't walk away from me. I have nothing if I don't hurt you.
It just really sucks that she's not here anymore. I remember I was at work. I worked at Best Buy at the time, and I remember getting a phone call from a friend who normally never ever calls me. And to be honest, I thought she needed me for something. I thought maybe she needed an unbiased ear, or I don't know. I don't know why I thought she was calling me. It was just so out of the blue. I was like, why is she calling me? This is weird. She even left a voicemail. Normally she would leave a text, like if it was like, hey, can you call me back, or something like that. And she left me a voicemail, and I was like, this is odd. So I listened to it, and she had let me know that Whitney Houston had passed away. And I didn't think much of it. Like, it's one of those things, like, celebrity deaths usually don't bother me. Like celebrity deaths usually don't have a huge impact on me, because I know we all have to go sometime. And she was still young, but I knew that she had a lot of problems with drugs and stuff. And like it's kind of like Amy Winehouse. Like when Amy Winehouse died, I was bummed. but I wasn't surprised. And that's really sad to say. And that's partly, I think that's partly the media's fault. I think they harassed her too much, kind of like how they did Britney Spears. They would put Amy up on stage even when she was strung out of her mind and expect her to perform like some little show pony, and that's just terrible. But I don't really cry when celebrities die, because I think, maybe there's something going on that we don't know about, and or whatever. But like with Whitney, I knew that she had a problem with drugs. I don't know so much if she had a problem with alcohol, but I know that she did have a problem with drugs. It wasn't until later when I was watching some performance of hers and it just hit me like, she's gone. And at one point in my life, I thought I was going to be a singer, and we all have like these artists that we look up to, and Whitney was easily in my top 5. I had a slew of people, but Whitney is easily like in at least the top 2 slots. And like so many like vocal inflections, I guess. I think I've heard her say that in an interview when she was talking about being compared to Mariah Carey, that there's certain inflections that Whitney does that no one else can do, or if they do it, it's because she did it first. And here I am. I'm going on and on and on, and I'm only 2 minutes into the song, and I just had to stop because I was getting a little emotional and I needed to explain myself. Because this song doesn't make me cry. This song does not make me cry. It's just seeing her. I don't know how to explain it. It's really hard. She does that too. She doesn't even have to do anything, just stand there and sing and just Did she have a gum in her mouth? Signature sound right there. stopped, but I'm assuming people stood up and clapped and cheered, and it went on for a good while, because that was... Sorry, I didn't have a whole lot of facial expression going on. I was just like, I had a lot going through my head. Like, you know, I've never seen this before, and it's almost like for a second she was still here. Like, that sounds so ridiculous and stupid, but I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. You know, vocally for me, she was very influential on me, and she's just one of the greats. And it's just, like I said, it just sucks that she's not here anymore. But anytime I hear these songs from the Bodyguard soundtrack, I think, what if they would have cast somebody else? And like Kevin Costner, if you haven't heard Kevin Costner's eulogy that he gave at Whitney Houston's funeral, it's 17 minutes of some of the most beautiful stuff you'll ever hear. But he was talking about how the movie studio, you know, questioned him, like, you know that she's black, right? And it was going to be an interracial relationship. And he's like, yeah, and and they even put off production for a year so she could go do her tour and then come back and do the film. And it's just like, what if he wouldn't have had as much say in who got cast in that role? Like, we wouldn't have these songs. I mean, we might have these songs, but they would not be up to this standard, in my opinion. I'm glad he fought for her to have that role, and I'm glad that we have these songs to remember her by. I always like this, because I have seen so many live performances of hers. When she decides that she's going to sing one of her songs live, it's a completely different vocal arrangement compared to what you would hear like on the CD or something. And that's something that I always liked about her. So there were like little things that I could sort of predict that she might do, just because I know how she likes to sing live. I kind of had these like little feelings of what she would do, but there were a lot of them that I was just like, ooh, it was just so pretty. And like I said, she just walked out and just stood in front of that mic and sang, and like on occasion she did some grand gesture with her arms to make it all dramatic, but for the most part she didn't have to do a whole lot. She just literally just stood there and sang the song. I think I'm gonna have to wrap this video up, because I don't know what else to say except that was really, really good. I mean, it's Whitney Houston. She's not like some subpar singer. She's Whitney Houston. And for those of you wondering, no, I was not named after her per se. I was born in 1988, and I have mentioned this in previous videos. I don't know what my name would have been had she not been around, but I was not named after her. So in one of my Get to Know Me videos that I did like last year, I talked about that they thought I was a boy. And so for like 6 weeks or so, while my mom was still pregnant, they were calling me Christopher. And my mom ended up having to be induced because she was 2 weeks overdue with me. And so, being the proactive parents they were, they filled out all the paperwork as my name being Christopher. And after she was in labor for what probably felt like forever, they decided to do an emergency C-section because my heart rate kept dropping. And when the doctor pulled me out, they said, "Oh, it's a girl." Like, whoops. And so they had to think of a name really fast. And they had decided if I was a girl, they were going to name me Brittany. But like, for like the surrounding months, like all these people were naming their kids Brittany, and so they didn't want my name. They didn't want me to have the same name as other girls. So I asked my dad, I was like, "Well, where did you get the name Whitney from then?" And he said, "Well, Whitney Houston was popular." So sometimes I like to think about the other pop stars from the 80s that could have influenced my parents in their name picking for me. So I could have been like Tiffany or Debbie or Paula or so many names that just don't fit my face, I don't think. But I am going to wrap this video up because we're getting close to 20 minutes here before editing. But if you like these kinds of videos where I react to things and sometimes get a little emotional and vulnerable and share a lot of stupid stuff and stupid details about my life. It doesn't always happen, but sometimes it does. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the notification bell to be notified when I have new videos coming out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.